you? I am so glad that we have the chance to be here in my studio. I just got this beautiful forest up, and it makes me just feel so tranquil and relaxed as I try and create amazing content for you guys, of course. So today I wanted to tackle this question of what if I don't know my why? So many business classes start here. They're like, you need to figure out your why. Why are you doing this? Why? And I know for me, when I am facing that question, sometimes it's embarrassing if I don't have an answer. So that's why I wanted to do this today. What if I don't know my why? Well, I'll tell you what, it's okay. It's totally okay wherever you are right now in your journey. It's a great place, sun shining somewhere, right? So before I tell you how to find it, if you don't know it, I just want you to know it's okay if you don't have it. Now, I want to tell you why it's important to find it and to have it. So the first thing that we want to think about when we're thinking about why am I a face painter? Why am I a henna artist? Why do I do festivals? Is because if you know your why, it is easier to know what work you want. When we first start face painting and we jump into a festival or into a birthday party or into whatever, the face painting industry, it is so exciting. We are there and we are doing it and we are painting and we're getting paid and it's just so much fun. And that fun is amazing. It is so exciting. But I don't know about you, after you've been doing it for a while, you find this job makes me really happy, this one not as much. And I thought that that was just kind of true for everybody, right? That everybody liked the same work until I was working with a good friend and she liked the opposite work that I did. And what I realized is because we are all so unique, our motivation to work is going to be just as unique. And so by understanding your why, you're going to be able to know what kind of work you want to target, what kind of clients you want to work with, and it's so fun. So you can go through and just ask yourself the question, have a piece of paper, and be like, okay, what are my very favorite jobs I ever got to do? And you write them down. Be like, I loved the time I was at the swimming pool and I was on the surfboard and I was juggling, whatever it is that you loved, write it down. And that's going to help you discover your why. Before we go too deep into how to find out your why, I want to tell you about mine. When I first started face painting 12 years ago, my why was all about the green. It was all about money. I was working because I needed help support my husband and my two little kids. My husband was taking a different career path and I was going back to work and it was this really exciting time. I found face painting, I was loving it, but all of my decisions were prompted with, is this going to make the money I need? Is this going to make the money I need? And so it was really easy to say yes or to no, whether or not there was money involved. Okay, so fast forward a few years, I develop a career with face painting. I'm loving it. It's awesome, but I have a little bit more work than I can do, and it's exhausting. When you stretch yourself too thin, it doesn't matter what you're doing, it gets hard. And so I was in this really rough place, and it started this journey that I've been on for years of like, okay, but what am I doing? Okay, and maybe this is it, or maybe that is it, and what it is. Okay, so guess what? Big announcement, I have a why, you guys. Did you know that? I have my why. So my why in face painting and henna and all the art I do is I do it to help people feel seen and celebrated. So even here on my YouTube channel, I want you guys to feel seen. I want you guys to feel like I see you and I'm celebrating your journey and I want to be there with you. My whole why series is all about, my whole what if series is all about this question of like, how can I help you guys? Because I want your journey to be celebrated. I want you guys to be celebrated. Okay, so helping people feel seen and celebrated. Why is that so important to me? Well, your why is what makes it worth it for you. It's what makes it important to you, what connects you. So why is it so important for me to feel seen and celebrated or for me to see and celebrate others? It's because I grew up as one of the middle children in a large family. And part of that was I was often, oh yeah, hop in the car, we're going to do this, or can you take care of that while we do this? And a lot of times I didn't feel like me by myself was seen very well. And so I found over the last 10, 12 years, my favorite work opportunities are when I see that kid. I see me. I see that kid. And I'm like, hey, hop up in my chair. Now, a director's chair makes you all tall and you feel special and important. And they get to feel seen. And if they like Pokemon, you better believe I'm cheering Pokemon. And if they like mermaids, I'm getting out all my mermaid sparkles. I get to celebrate either their birthday, or I get to celebrate something they're really excited about with them, or even if it's something hard, if they're going through a challenge. I've done memorial henna, and I get to honor and celebrate the life of someone who's passed. And so this is really meaningful for me. Okay, because it's meaningful for me, I then get to be there and get excited and be connected to my job and to my work and to my art all the time. And that's a gift to me. So I know a lot of business things, or how do we get the business to grow? How do we get the business to go? But what I didn't realize is that by understanding my why, I make my business a better place for me, and I make my work more meaningful and happier. Now I can use my little tool of my why to help me evaluate different work opportunities. When I have something that is there for me and I'm like, okay, so I'm going to be doing this job over here. Where do I want to set up? Well, where can I help people feel seen and celebrated the best? Do I want to, and it's just so helpful. It's this magic tool that I feel like I have in my life now. Okay, so that being said, how are we going to find your guys' why? I know so often there are these important questions that we're wondering about, but we don't know. Things like, what is my style? I can paint your style or your style, but how do I paint my style? This is just like that. Okay, the most beautiful thing is that you get to go on a creative, curious journey with yourself. So we started already, right? You have that list that you're working on of what are my favorite things I've ever done. I want you to write all the times you got emotional at work, things that really touched you. I want you to write down the things that just made you so giddy and excited. I want you to write down, like, okay, if it could be like the phone is about to ring and it is your best client. Who is that client? Is that client from the television? Is that client from your neighborhood? Is that client for little people? Is it for big people? Like, who is that client? Write it down on this list. You're getting to know you, because the trick is you're not trying to pick a popular why. You're not trying to pick a successful why. You're trying to pick your why. And so your why is going to be unique to you. And figuring this out is like the best birthday present you can ever give yourself. So I want to go through some different whys, and you can see, does this resonate with me? So we'll start with the money. Okay, so what kind of money is it? Do you want big money? Do you want special money? And what do I mean by special money? This is when, I know for me, if a kid pays me with tooth fairy money, that is like, oh my goodness. And so you can choose different kinds of money. You can choose how much money. It can be like, okay, my why is to make one of my whys. A why can be like a whole bracket of different things. It doesn't have to be like one thing. My why is I had a why once that was to make people happy. And so as long as I was making people happy, but what I didn't realize was that left me out. And that's when I got stressed and exhausted and whatever. Okay, so we have the money why. Next why is for certain experiences. I know that I love being backstage. I love employees only, and there I go opening that door, like, make way. I'm not an employee, but I'm a vendor, and so I get special access. I love that. So if you like working at concerts, if you like working at events, if you like being that, like, behind the scenes, I'm so cool, I'm in the VIP room, yes, absolutely. That can be part of your why, is to give yourself that experience. One of the biggest experiences we get in life is travel, right? It puts us in new places, it puts us with new people, and that can be really fun. So that can be a part of your why. You can totally be like, oh my gosh, I want to be in this opportunity. I want to be in that place. So travel can be a part of your why. There are so many other ones. It can be different types of stage work, whether it's for film or whether it's for live stage productions. It can be an age thing. You could have a why completely devoted around the senior citizens in your country. Or you can do one that is just kids. And you can say, I only paint 5 and under. How cool would that be? If you knew that that is where your heart sings, that is what makes your soul glow, then absolutely make that your why. Now, does your why mean this is all I will ever do? Is this a boundary? Not at all. It is the fire. It is the place where the heater, and so when it gets cold, you just remember, oh, there's my heater. I'm going to go there and I'm going to recharge. I'm going to make sure that one gig every month is totally my why. If it's to save the environment. Did you know how much saving the environment you can put into face paint? Like, we do animals and we do stuff all the time, and as you're painting this beautiful tropical scene, you can be like, did you know that in the ocean, and you can spread awareness. Like, your why is amazing at the ways that it can work itself in to any business and any opportunity. So use it, find it, keep it safe, and then you will totally be one up on anybody else. Because the next part of your business training class after it says is what sets you apart. And honestly, knowing what you're about sets you apart. Do you remember in middle school where nobody knew what was going on except for that one kid that was like, I know who I am? That's what we're going to do for each other, and that's what we're going to do for ourselves. So my last big tip before we, say goodbye for now, is I want you guys to go to somebody you trust, somebody who really knows you. And I want you to ask them. I want you to say, have you ever noticed that certain things make me light up? Is there anything that, I'm looking for my why. Have you seen it? And it is amazing to me how much other people can really help us know ourselves, because they don't get so distracted by, I wonder what Laura is supposed to be. No, they just know who Laura is. And so they can help us get to know ourselves. And that why is so powerful. So I want you to know your why. Once you know it, or once you think you know it, I want you to tell me. Will you please tell me your why? I told you mine. I would love to know your why. And then once you start using it, I hope it brings you the joy that my why has brought me. As an announcement, everybody, my why, helping people feel seen and celebrated, I now have a better idea of what I want to do with my life. And that means I get to spend more time here in the studio and consequently with you. So as the last thing, if you made it through this video and you would like to see even more of me, in the comments, tell me the design you're struggling with. Tell me what you need, because you better believe that I've got some new videos coming out really soon just for you guys. Thank you so much for hopping on with my live. I will be announcing my lives a little bit better so that you can know when we can meet together. But until then, go out and figure out your why, and then remember to tell me. Bye, everybody.